In this video, I'm going to share with you how to make your own DIY Hello Kitty invitations. In last week's video, I shared with you the exact process and timeline that I used to plan my girls' birthday parties. And in that video, I shared that I made these Hello Kitty invitations that I found on Pinterest. So today I wanted to share with you how I actually made them. The first thing we want to do is download the Silhouette America software for your computer. And this allows us to copy and paste the pictures and play around with them. And you want to pick if your computer's Mac or Windows, and go ahead and download the one that works for your computer. And you don't need to pay for this software. It's completely free, so whether you have a Silhouette machine, you can still use this software on your computer. So go ahead and click download, and once it's downloaded, then click run to install it on your computer. Step 2 is to head to Google again and search for Hello Kitty. And we want to find a nice image that we can use. So we're going to go ahead and I saved this picture to the desktop so it's easy to find. And when we go into the software, we're going to look for the picture and upload it into our screen here. And what you need to do is kind of dissect the picture using the trace function. And so what I'm doing is I'm cutting out the eyes and the nose, we need to trace out all the individual parts that we need for our card. So here I'm cutting out the whiskers, and it's really hard to get this straight. And we need to get out the hello for the inside of the card. And what you want to do is group the eyes and the nose together, so that way they're in the right scale, and that way they'll get bigger and smaller together. And so you also want to duplicate the whiskers and then flip them horizontally so it's the mirror image. Here I am trying to get the bow, and what you need to do is click on the eraser and erase the parts where it's connected to the face. We want the bow to look as smooth as possible, so that's why I zoomed in really far to make sure that the line that I'm erasing is as smooth as I can get it, because we are going to trace out the bow, and we want it, you don't want the line on the outside to look all jaggedy. So what we're going to do again is go ahead and click the trace button and select the trace area. And what we want to do is trace and detach the bow, so we have the bow by itself without the rest of the face. And then we're going to the entire bow, and then we have to go ahead and click the eraser again so we can get all the inside details out, because we want a simple bow. So you want to make sure that you click on the round small eraser and the outline, not the solid option. I erased the outside of the bow so I can get the circle from the inside, but there is a hidden way. I was trying to figure that out, and it is clicking on the simplify. And so what that does is I was able to cut out the circle and make the little half moon shaped dealios for the bow disconnect from the outside of the bow, so you can adjust the sizes that you want. And so there you have like the bow and then the circle, which is going to be pasted on top of the bow. And so now here you have all the different pieces of the card that you need. What I'm showing you here is the card that I got was a 5.5 by 7.5 inches piece of paper. And so the size of the hello that I wanted was at only 4 inches wide. So I let it lock the aspect, so whenever I changed the width, then it would change the height automatically to fit. But this is how you would fill the entire sheet if you had a silhouette. And if you don't have a silhouette, the hardest part would just be cutting out everything. You could totally do it by hand. It won't be fun. It'll take a long time, but it's doable. And so here I'm making the size of the card so I can see where I want to put the face and how big I want the eyes and the nose to be. And it's up to you how big you actually want the eyes and nose to be. The bigger rectangle is the actual size of the card, and the smaller rectangle is the middle line of the card, so I know exactly where this will cut and if it's centered correctly. And then I group it together so that way nothing gets messed up, and I can duplicate the card and fill the paper. And this part you can also do by hand if you don't have a silhouette machine. I wouldn't use a pair of scissors. I would use something like a cutter, like a razor knife or whatever they're called. And then here you can copy and paste the bow, and then gauge the size of how big you want the bow on and what it will look like on the card. So I'm just making it bigger and smaller and just sizing it properly, and then creating a new sheet so where I can flush it out on the entire paper and get the most bows out of one sheet of 12 by 12 paper. And then what you want to do is size out the circle, and you can make it bigger or smaller, and this is going to sit on top of the bow. So whatever size that you like, you can make it bigger or smaller and then flush it out. And then I just remove those from the other sheets so they don't actually cut as well. And here I have Microsoft Word Starter open, and I couldn't find like the size of the paper, so I had to customize it myself. And again, the paper that I had was 5.5 wide by 7.5 tall. So after you created the custom size, what we're gonna do is create a rectangle, and this is again to see where like the middle of the paper would be. And so I created it for 3.75 inches by 5.5 inches, and this can give you a visual to where you want to start typing out your invitation. And so what I do is I create a text box, and this makes it easier to center with the rectangle shape because you can align them against each other. And so the text that I used was, please join us for perfectly fun birthday party celebrating Jaden's 5th birthday. And again, you can customize this to however you want. And if you have different fonts on your computer, then go ahead and use those. But I just wanted to show you really quickly how I did this in Word. And what you want to do is print all the cards before you send them through the Silhouette, because it's easier to print on paper that hasn't been altered in any way. So you're going to take a yellow square piece of cardstock and tape that to the back of the card, which will become the background for the nose, and then take rectangle cutout of black cardstock and put that on top of the yellow, and that will become the eyes. So you want to make sure that the yellow just covers the nose, and that's it. Cut out the whiskers in black cardstock and just glue that to the front of the card. And then, if you want the bow in pink or red, then you can go ahead and cut that out and then glue that to the front of the card as well. And so that becomes the front of your Hello Kitty invitation. And I will show you what the inside will look like in a second. So here's the inside, and so you can see the black cardstock there, which covers the eyes. And you're going to take that pink hello and paste that on top of the black cardstock. And then the bottom is where we printed out the actual wording of the invitation. So it's pretty simple to put together. Putting it all together does take some time, but I'm so happy with the way it turned out. And I hope that this works for you. And I hope you have a wonderful Hello Kitty birthday.
So now you know how to make your own Hello Kitty invitations at home.
After you created your own Hello Kitty invitations, I would love for you to come back to this video and leave me a comment below and let me know. I would love to see them. If you thought this video was helpful, please subscribe, share it with your friends, and hit the like button below so I know to make more videos like this. See you in the next one. If you want to make your own Hello Kitty invitations, I actually have a free checklist and process guide that you can print and do at home. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to make your own DIY Hello Kitty invitations.